It's another week. All right, let's see what we do today. Today's topic: when enough is enough. When it comes down to family, friends, or relationships, what does it take for you to say enough is enough? Warning: some of these stories could be triggering. What's up, sis? How you doing? So let's get into it. We're trying to tell that story right quick. Enough is enough. We go. I'm mad because I want to bring people up here, it won't let me. Oh, okay. Whoever come in first, sis. I know I had a couple of ladies said they wanted to come in tonight, but whoever come in first to tell me when enough is enough. For some reason, it's not letting me. I guess people got an answer join, but it's not letting me do it.
What's going on, Brody?
What's up, sis?
What's your thing?
Like always, just trying to get this done. Um,
What's going on?
so sis, can I answer a question?
Depends.
Oh my god.
Okay, go ahead. What's the question?
Huh?
What's the question?
The question is, enough is enough.
When enough is enough?
Yes, ma'am.
When you had enough?
When you had enough. You ever had any encounters when you just had enough? Any stories?
Um, I mean several. I mean, what you're referring to in regards to, I mean, just examples of when I've had enough, or is it a particular?
It could have been
Um,
with family, friends,
oh,
relationships.
um, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I've had several of those. You know, I'm believing um doing what I can when I can till I can't no more,
Hmm.
you know. And so um yeah, that's just where I'm at, you know.
Even down with working.
As far as community wise,
It could be any type.
oh well, yeah, I mean, you know, oh my God. Oh. um mm, I mean, I would say so. I don't want to wear it out on your platform. I mean, you know how I feel about a lot of stuff. I mean, we talk, so I mean,
Yeah.
um yeah, I mean, child. I mean, what prompted this conversation? Like, what prompts this? Like, what prompted?
Well, I know I've been seeing a lot lately on my feed. A lot of people are going for things, and sometimes they need to get their story out because it eats at them. And
Mhm.
something keeps eating at you. Eventually, you're gonna pop.
Right. Well, I mean, for example, I mean, my mom had an old saying. I can remember when I was in a relationship, one of my previous or past relationships, and I will always go to her in frustration, and I'd be like, Mom, I'm tired. I'm just tired.
Mm-hmm.
And my mama said, well, child, um, you gonna know when you're tired,
Mm-hmm.
because you ain't gonna want to fuck with it no more.
Mm-hmm.
And so it got to a point to where in that relationship enough became enough. It was enough of the lies, it was enough of the cheating, it was enough of the manipulating, it was enough of the taking advantage of. It was just enough.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think a lot of us struggle for those of us that are givers. There's a lot of takers. But for those of us that are givers, sometimes we struggle with creating boundaries. Because we don't want to disappoint. We don't want to let people down. We don't want to. Sometimes, we try to avoid conflict and things of that nature. But I believe it's important that that you create boundaries. So therefore, you create within creating boundaries. Hopefully, um, comes healthier relationships.
Of course.
What's up?
Oh, and I think baby just had a birthday, right?
Oh, my daughter.
Yeah.
Yes, she just made
Oh,
one.
man, she's gorgeous.
Yes, she just made one on the 21st.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Well, thank you.
Well, sis, I for one, like I said, I saw the feed that you did at your conference, and I for one just wanted to say you are
Oh, for now, that was a good example of enough is enough.
because
That
you
was
were
that
definitely my
came from a
hero.
place of enough is enough. And I think,
Yeah.
for example, for work related things, for a lot of folks that don't know me, I'm from
Mm-hmm.
New Orleans. I don't know if you picked it up in my accent or not yet.
Yeah.
Um, However, I wear multiple hats. I do a lot of different things. Um, I sit on various different boards, and I know a lot of other community leaders throughout the country.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just passed recently, Creating Change. We hosted Creating Change here in New Orleans. Some folks are familiar with Creating Change. If you're not, um, Creating Change is put on by the National LGBTQ Task Force, and which is a national organization. And each year, this was, I want to say the first, no, maybe last year was the first time actually convening again in person, since the pandemic and all that. Now, Creating Change was supposed to be in New Orleans in 2020. Um, what happened was the pandemic happened. Of course, we couldn't convene in person, and so they went virtual.
Mm-hmm.
However, they circled back and they reached out to myself, and I brought in various other community leaders here in New Orleans, because they asked for one, excuse me, if I would be interested in being an ambassador. So of course I was like, well, what does an ambassador role consist of? And they gave us the rundown, right? Basically, they consult with local leaders um, to shape the conference experience, right? So this is New Orleans, and of course, one thing we said is that any major city you need to go to, be mindful, right? Especially a city like New Orleans where there's a lot of alcohol that is easily accessible. We are also considered a party city, a destination city where people come to party. So we gave them all the rundown of those things. And, we also connected them with local talent. Big Frida also performs for the conference as well.
Yeah.
Um, being an ambassador, I got to see behind the curtain. So when I mean behind the curtain, I got to take a peek at the Wiz. And anytime, sometimes my yes comes with other things, right? So I listen to the role of an ambassador. Um, and my whole thing was I understand that everything isn't always a financial transaction, but for organizations like the National LGBTQ Task Force that brings in a nasty coin,
Yes.
you know, that's a whole nother story. And so my whole objective was to bring folks into the room, into the space that normally would not be able to get a chance to be in the space due to the conference registration fee, which is over $600 per person. Now, mind you, they do give out scholarships, which is a few, which is not really many. Um, and they have like early bird registration and this, that, and the third. But most of the times when you go to the when you go to Creating Change,
Mm-hmm.
it's really more so at least from my experience, a networking opportunity. You know, they have the workshops in this, that, and the third, but a lot of folks who represent organizations or run their own organizations, such as myself and many other folks, use these opportunities to get in space and speak with funders and this, that, and the third. My issue with Creating Change, they dropped the ball tremendously, and have done it for quite some time. And my issue is that they come into New Orleans, cities like New Orleans, DC,
Mm-hmm.
Detroit, Philadelphia, and they consult with local leaders. Next year they'll be in Vegas.
Wow.
But they consult with local leaders, and they don't even make contributions nor donations to the organizations that are doing the work on the ground in those cities. But yet they come, and yeah.
Yeah.
So I played this smooth the whole entire. I had, you know, I was part of the opening and closing of the conference. I already knew what I was going to do. I already knew I was going to call the LGBT task force out, and you know, they was given the new executive director, which is a black cis woman. Um, like, oh my God, like the task force finally got a black executive director. Well, that's the bare minimum.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we also know for many of us that's involved in the movement and do, you know, we understand politics, and a lot of that has to do with politics as well. Um, and so it just left a real bad taste in my mouth. So the reality was, I was part of the opening, and I was part of the closing of the conference.
Yeah.
Now I was gonna do it part of the opening, but I was like, if I do it during the opening, bitch, they gonna sock it to me. They gonna they not they
Yeah,
because
they
I
would have.
upset it the fuck out of them
Yeah.
people, which I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? My whole reality is like I'm for my community. I'm not for a lot of you who represent organizations.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said what I said,
Yeah.
and I gathered them um, on their stage,
Mm-hmm.
and I gave no fucks.
That's right.
And so, of course, they said, or they at least they allegedly said that I tried to call for white genocide, because what I said was, when we talk about white supremacy, folks really don't want to have the conversation because a lot of folks benefit from it, even those that look like us. And I said, if we're going to truly get rid of white supremacy, then we need to get rid of every white person in power.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, we don't need these white folks in our space, to be honest. We have more than enough resources within our own community to do our own thing. So this whole narrative that there's no funding, that there's no money, sweetie, I've been involved in this movement for over a decade, and I've seen plenty of money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you helped with the black all Black Lives Matter, right?
Well, I founded and created Black Trans Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
which started off as a social media campaign just to bring awareness to the violence and the injustices that Black trans women face. And that stemmed from my frustration with the lack of outrage with Isla Nettles when Isla Nettles was murdered in New York City.
Mm.
And so from there, a lot of people jumped on it. And of course, a lot of people have claimed X, Y, and Z. But the truth is, it was created and started by a young Black trans woman at the time from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
And, it has taken off. You see it a lot of places. People have definitely capitalized off of Black trans lives matter. And yeah, but to me, again, it was the purpose of spreading awareness. I didn't, in the beginning of my activism, um, I didn't do a lot of it for the reasons that a lot of girls do it today.
Yeah.
Mine came straight from, we didn't see when I started and I came into my leadership, it wasn't necessarily about a check, but the need.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That came later. You reaped the benefits later.
Mm-hmm.
But now the movement has become a hustle. And a lot of girls who have found their ways into community work and don't necessarily have community in heart. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
Hi, ladies.
Hey,
I see we have other joiners. How are y'all tonight?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm pretty well. I can't complain.
Great
But
to hear.
you my number one hero when it comes out to these organizations out here. So
Much appreciated. I appreciate you for all that you do and you contribute as well. I don't think you should count yourself out of how important you are to the movement as well.
yes. So how y'all doing tonight, ladies?
I'm pretty good.
Want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. I'm Alexis Santi, also known as Alexis Owens, Jackson, Mississippi. Yeah.
I'm Bianca Ray Lovestorm Prime. During the day, I'm Bianca Ray D. Cooper from New Jersey.
All right. Okay, ladies. When enough is enough, from family, friends, or relationships, let us know.
Ew. Me personally, over the years, I've lost patience with a lot of things and a lot of people. Where I draw the line is repeated disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
As I tell y'all all the time, I when I feel that something is out of order, I'm going to address it and let you know how it's made me feel. And if you continue to do it from there, that's it. And that goes with anything big or small, because small things lead to big things. Just like the misgendering and the refusal to call me whatever name it is for whatever reason, not going to tolerate it from anybody. And that goes with people I'm dating, with family. And again, like I said the other night, being related to somebody does not necessarily mean that you have to deal with them. I don't give a fuck if you're my mama, you can be cut off too. You're going to respect me as a human being and as a grown-ass adult, because that is who I am. The same respect that you're owed, I'm owed as well.
Exactly. Miss Bianca Ray.
Hey, everybody. I think for me, respect and more so lack thereof, or you'll know when enough is enough. But it also goes into you have to set those boundaries from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
That first tinge of disrespect is just the start. I always say when you let bullshit go the first time, they will do it again and again and again. Nip that shit in the bud from the get go. I don't care if it's family, friend, or foe. And
Mm-hmm.
it's funny thing is family will try you before anyone.
Definitely.
You deal with family first and let that trickle down. I'm not having it. I'm not going for it. It ain't gonna fly. Lastly, I'll say this too. Even with friends, they're just being shady. There's always a hint of truth in that shade.
Mm-hmm.
When I say this too, when you let one person be shady or get a joke off, I guarantee you there's going to be another person a week later, a month later, a year later who's going to try the same shenanigans. And they'll say, oh, well, you didn't get Barbara. You didn't get Ken. That's why you should have got Barbara and Ken asked the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you wouldn't be going through the problem again.
I'm
But
sorry,
that's
y'all.
just me.
For some reason, it keeps kicking people off and adding people on. I want to. If I could get to everybody, I would. But tonight's topic is when enough is enough. Family, friends, or relationships. We ain't gonna throw in the towel and say enough is enough. Dealing with negative disrespect.
Did you say something to me?
Okay, let everybody know who you are and where you from.
Okay, my name is Trans Liza. I'm here straight from Transylvania. And I just want to say, what's up? What's up? What's up? How are you? I'm
all
sorry.
right.
I came into this live. May I ask what your name is? Who's
Say
everybody else on? Okay, I see Alexis. I see Tay. I'm sorry. May I ask what your name is?
You know who that is.
Oh, okay. You're back. Okay. See, I didn't see you the last time. Remember? Okay. I didn't see your imagery. That's what I was thinking. I said, okay.
You gave me very much last week. Who's talking? All I see is a black screen. I know I hear a voice. So who is trying So
right,
I said,
I was like,
on tonight,
how
I said, on tonight, let me go just put a little hair on, a little lash, a little cosmetic. Just a tinge.
Just a pinch. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing too heavy.
How
Okay,
it's great seeing you. It's great meeting you and Alexis
when it
and Zamar.
comes down to relationships, what finally in any relationship you ever been in that was negative, what finally made you say enough was enough?
After I was telling y'all last week that after he beat me like 5 hours, that kind of made me think a lot. When he beat my face for 5 hours and he didn't think about my life, it had me question a lot, and it was like, oh, and he continued to think that I look good and still continued to cheat and continue to do and would say, you're always trying to hold that against me. Yeah, 5 hours of a beat down to the face and made it disfigured. I should hold that against you because also I could have died because I came right out of surgery that day. Those stitches could have came apart and I could have been dead. And what you would have did? Find the next one. And so when I saw that violent tendency where he started throwing things and he broke the 72-inch TV that I love playing my video games on, I came to reality. It's either him or me. And I meant it's either he dies or I die. And it was because I started to question my own life and my own existence. So I said, no, I might just have to kill him. Oh, I hope I don't get, you see, they're going to, I had to call the police.
Let's go like this next time.
I don't support any all that other stuff and everything, but I had to call the police. I had to call the police because it was going to be another J-Lo movie, and I don't think she could act that well.
No, she acts better than she sings.
She could sing her
acts better than she sings. I don't know her or my sister, but she acts better than she sings.
Damn. Let me say she dances better than she acts and sings.
Yeah, because she started out as a fly girl, but that go tell
Exactly.
Great show, though.
I didn't
Great
want to
show.
be that person again. I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to be hurt. I didn't want to question a marriage because you feel that you're supposed to be committed and you're supposed to try and you're supposed to build, but it's enough excuses that you could give somebody. That hurts you when you start to lay in your own bed and not feel happy anymore. Don't feel strength anymore. Don't feel like yourself. Feel like you're really faking it. I literally had the 6-inch blade and I was like, should I do it to the neck? Should I do it to the head? You know, because you could do it right in the back by the soft spot. Or should I just do it in the rib? Twist it up, make it that he can't even walk no more.
My kind of girl.
I was so going to say go for the leg.
The
My business.
The shins. That's back in the day. That's what they used to say. Get the shins. You get the back where the little. We're not teaching a course. But we're letting people know that you get the shin, and they will never, ever.
It's called self-defense.
Thank you.
And I didn't want to become an example and put myself in a predicament where I would be in trouble. So he knew my heart, and he knew how far to take it, but he didn't know my insanity and how far I'll take it. And that was when I realized, I said, he doesn't really know who I am. Even though he's my husband, he doesn't know who I am. He doesn't know how far I'll actually go for myself. That's when. Oh, did you give a shout out? Did y'all all give a condolences to Nicole Bowles? Her mother passed away either earlier today or yesterday. Did you do that already?
No, not yet.
I need people to please give your condolences, share the love, somehow give her support. She just lost her mother. That is my sister. She's called the First Lady. We usually call her the First Lady. Nicole's mother has passed away. And I hope that we can please give her some kind of support or love or something through these trials and tribulations and stuff. That's all I gotta say in that part. Back to the sisters. Y'all go ahead. You are lovely, 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 lovely. Lovely.
Bianca Ray, what about you?
Lovely, baby.
No, because the funny thing is and I get it all the time, and I've been in the art form of drag for a long time. So I've been in the dressing room with all the girls who, I tell the girls in general, you got to start somewhere. And the girl's going to try you. And when they don't try you or don't say anything to you, you need to think about it, because the camaraderie in the dressing room or in any situation should be about love. Now, you have some girls who they don't want the new girls to come in. They don't want the new girls to take their spot. I ain't trying to take nobody's spot. I just want my own.
That's it. I
met Nicole a few years ago. Actually, when I met Milan when I was in the House of Gotti way back when. It's always hard to lose a loved one, and a mother or a father is always something that we should definitely send our prayers out and our condolences out.
Yeah,
definitely.
Say, Maury, when is enough for you?
Trigger warning. Next week I'm gonna have a conversation with the guys. You right, sis. Wusa. You can't hear him.
We can hear you. We can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take it that far. I promise. I promise. It's with love. Okay. I'm just gonna have a conversation next week with the guys, and I'm going to just plead the fifth on this question.
Oh, you're gonna wait until next week? Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, Milan. Great hearing from you. It's been forever. I was gonna say I'm a woman now, but I am. But whole nother conversation. Definitely hit my inbox. Akasha, we still
We
can't
can't
hear
hear you,
you.
baby. Are you
We
on mute?
can't hear you.
Yes, you're on mute.
We can't hear you. No,
Going
we
off,
still
ain't
can't hear you. And you are going off.
I was saying that y'all muted me. I said, oh, that's what happened. Y'all muted me.
No.
I was asking why Mari won't answer that question. We asked when it's enough for you. We didn't ask you to plead the fifth.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go with relationships. Yeah, I'm gonna go with relationships because I'm not gonna. Like I said, next week is with the guys, so I'm gonna go with relationships.
Well, can I say, this was brought to you. This show has been brought to you. Healthy Gut. Okay. Hopefully they'll send us a bubbly helps for a healthy gut. Once again, brought to you by Health Aid Kombucha.
Yeah, sometimes dealing with relationships, you find that certain relationship that comes possessive. That person maybe has a mate that they don't want to leave the house because they're scared that somebody else might see them, and like you said before, it feels like there's no one here to date and everybody wants to date everybody. So they're so self-conscious that they don't want their partner to get a job. They don't want their partner to leave the house. They basically want to be up under them 24/7. We throwing gay signs over there. What's going on with your mic?
I was muting so that y'all could talk. I just noticed that it doesn't match the neck. I keep telling people this is not my complexion. That's all I'm saying. I'm looking at it like mine. Like I told Mac this doesn't match my complexion. But they always say it does. You see? See how they try to get a coin from you?
When dealing with relationships like that, is to me that's kind of really possessive. How would somebody break free from that?
Somebody asked the question and said, if you could give your younger self a message, what would it be?
Woo. Okay, Milan.
So I think I'll start really quickly. For me, it would be the biggest issue would be what I listen. That's the biggest issue, is what I listen to myself now then. I know how I was and who I was back then. That's the only thing I would always say to myself first. Just listen and pay attention. Secondly, when you want to do something the first time, do it. And when I say something, it's meaning transition. This is my third time. And this time, I'm literally, no pun intended, balls to the wall. Hold on. There's no going back. There's no looking back. There's no turning back. When you want to do it the first time. Do it because you want to do it, not because somebody else wants you to do it, not because you want to be part of the in crowd. You have to do it because you want to do it. Do it and just say fuck it and do it. I'm at a point now to where as though my life is literally a very wonderful life of solitude. I can go out. I literally went out for my birthday by myself. All of that, to be around people, friends, family. Be by yourself, and that's when you'll find yourself. The people you want to hang around in 20 years, let's see where they'll be.
Boom. the message that I would give my younger self is to trust and have faith in.
I don't know what's going on. He keeps knocking everybody out.
Oh, Facebook is on one tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Like it keeps jumping us all off.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically to trust and have faith in who you are and give yourself time to blossom. Trying to rush through the lifestyle, to rush through a transition is going to cause you more roadblocks and more stumbles than what's necessary. Believe in yourself. And like Bianca said, trust that what you're doing is what you're doing for the right reason and what's necessary for you. Don't let outward opinions make you feel smaller or invalidate what it is that you have going on. Because I'd be a lot further if I didn't have to learn that lesson. But I am thankful that I learned it early on and that I've grown into the person that I am mentally and emotionally now. Because that all will be an example for people that come after me.
Kasha, I don't know what's going on. It keeps taking everybody off. So I'm about to add you back on, all right? I know for me, to not care so much.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, that was weird. It took me to a whole different life.
Yeah.
What I would tell my younger self, and I would tell, and I feel like I should tell other people, follow your instinct. Go with your. I'm sorry, we do have a lot of gay fathers and gay mothers out there and stuff like that we respect. But advice is a very powerful thing. And when I say that, I've spent a lot of my life correcting the things that I did because others advised me to, and it was because I was so young. I basically I was out of the young crew, so I started when I was like 14. I started when I was 14, going into 15, and I listened to people who I didn't even know was just probably like 2 years older than me, 3 years older, or people who knew that they made mistakes and wanted to watch me make the same mistakes. Follow your gut. Follow, if you're going to transition, if you're going to anything, follow your gut. Don't force yourself to be it, get in it, because other people are saying you look fab. Don't see us popping people out again.
Yeah.
Don't. I have to learn a hard lesson, and I'm saying, like, I got pumped with silicone, almost died at the age of 20, and that was a big mistake. If I knew the consequences of having silicone, I didn't want silicone, but I was told in order to be a woman, you had to. You know what I'm saying? They did not have FFS back then, and so 1994, they did not have FFS back then. So you're like, well, what do I do? How do I become? Look at these beautiful women, and that same thing was killing them. I'm not saying I did make my decision. And somebody told me, they was like this, oh, well, girl, you did it. And I'm like this, yeah, I did it. And I was even 18 years old. I wasn't supposed to do it. You can't listen to others. And silicone, ladies and gentlemen, is poisonous. Regardless of what you think, it might work on one person, but don't work on the next person. It is something that does not belong inside of the body because the body doesn't understand what it is. Just like an implant. An implant could end up having scar tissue because it doesn't understand what's inside of his body. That's why they say get a textured implant. Your body's going to always examine itself and say, what the hell is going on? You're already forcing yourself to change in a certain way that your body has to adapt to. But listen, educate yourself, understand yourself, and remember, every day you're growing and you're getting better. Your body changes over time. Say no to black
market silicone.
Say no to silicone in general because it's actually illegal in the United States except for fillers. And people who have gotten fillers, their face has messed up as well. It's not supposed to be utilized within the United States. It's not supposed to. I had medical grade silicone put in my body, but I had too much medical grade silicone put in my body at once. Another thing, when they stick silicone into your body, it's in a liquid form. If that is not a professional doctor, they could hit a vein, and what happens, it goes through your body stream, it hits your brain, it hits your lungs, it hits all of your vessels, your kidneys and everything, because it's trying to push it out just like anything else, like any vitamin that you put in your body, any food that you put in your body. Understand, silicone is not the tea. It's not unless it's in a bag, and they even tell you don't even do that. You could get the gummies, you could get the stuff that doesn't burst and leak in your body. Just understand what you're putting in your body, understand what you're doing to yourself, and less is more. That's all I could say. The girls that I see who don't do it, who curve their body, there's the difference between putting in your body and try curving your body. Try contour. See, back in the day, it used to be femme fatale. These days, it's bootylicious. It's gonna change. It always change. We should know. We all should know.
Definitely.
It changes over time. What is the standard of beauty? Just remember, you're beautiful as you are. A lot of old school women didn't do that, and they look beautiful, and they stay self. Listen to yourself. Listen to your don't go in those streets. Don't hook. You don't have to do any of that. Don't listen to vice. Listen to yourself. Listen to your heart. What you don't want to do, don't do. That's all. That's what I would tell myself. Girl, stop. Stop right there, girl. That's what I would say.
I just want to say that Mr. Costa dropped the gun. We actually were supposed to have that episode next week about silicone, but hey.
What would you tell yourself?
Right. Right.
No, honestly, I almost killed myself. I almost died.
I know.
I have lupus.
We were supposed to have this. Talk next week.
Well, let's start it now.
Let's get into it.
Well, yeah, we're having a conversation with the gentleman next week. I think this is always going to be a prevalent conversation.
That was Wednesday. Because
tomorrow.
Yeah. This Wednesday is going to be about SRS surgery, and next Wednesday is going to be about silicone.
Well, let me tell you something. My name is Akasha Barkin. I've been suffering from lupus since the age of 20. I almost died. I was in a hospital for 3 months. I was paralyzed from the mouth down. And I had to ask the Lord. I said, listen, if you allow me to live, I promise to live the best of my life. Let me tell you something. That silicone went straight into my lungs. It wasn't pumped in my lungs. It traveled through my veins into my lungs. It was medical grade silicone. Medical. And the thing about it is that I almost died instantly. I started having chest pain. This was one time being pumped in my breast. They were like little things. And the thing about it, that almost killed me. My body, paralysis, my legs were numb for about 2-3 years. I was partially numb. I was on painkillers for 10 years. I was told that I wasn't going to survive past 3 months. I was told I was going to survive past 6 months. They said a year. Then they said the longest will be 13 years. 13 years after that, I had 2 heart attacks and 1 stroke. Understand, and they found out that the silicone also stained my heart. So let me explain something to you. It is dangerous, especially in liquid form, when they're putting it in your body. And they do not know where the veins are. Be honest, they do not know exactly where the veins are. It literally, they have to go around, they have to push around. You can die. I have had sisters who have died literally the next day. I have had sisters who are detransitioned because it didn't go the right, they had an allergic reaction. I have sisters who are dead today because they gave them a blood clot and it stopped everything. It stops your whole life. There are girls, it also causes psychiatric problems, physical problems, all types of, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Silicone is just, there was a lady that was just arrested by the name of Wachella Castiello. She was arrested 2 days ago for murdering a grandmother from the Bronx of New York for murdering a grandmother. And this was her second time getting caught. She has been sentenced to, I think, 40 years in jail. That does not give back the life of that grandmother. Don't do it.
Yes, Milan, very much so. I remember, let me just say this really quickly about the topic.
I'm going to
When I
mute you.
first started in the business of drag and having access to it, which is the actual silicone, being in whatever circles, it was, oh, well, girl, go get this done, go get this done. You may be at that time a butch queen, but you can still get a little nip and a tuck. I've been influenced, but I've never been stupid in the aspects of what works for one person may not work for the next. Even now, a year in, oh, well, girl, you need to go get some fillers. You need to go get a whole bag. You need to rush the process. No, precious. Within drag, within life, within anything that I do, I one research it, and one I take time. Like Lettucey said, I take time.
Ha.
And you look like
I take time to literally let nature take its course. Let's see how, and Zamari asked a few weeks ago about the hormones. Let that hormone work, because this was a whole lot going on a good 2-3 years ago. It was a little dude. I was a little brawl. I was probably the princess of the big bag. I will never not acknowledge it, but I understand some things don't work for everybody. And let me just say this too, when it comes to the implants, you may be fine now. You may be fine a year in. You may be fine 2 years in. But I just heard a case last year about a girl who got an infection because she had an implant. They couldn't figure out where the infection came from. Come to find out, her body was, after 3, 4, 5 years, was rejecting the implant.
I definitely want to capitalize on both of what you guys have said about taking your time and researching it, because I also have black market silicone in my face, and I thank God that nothing has happened to me, and I pray that nothing does. And I got it because, just like you said, when I first came out, I wanted to be one of those girls. I wanted to be soft, and as a boy, I had my father's face, so it was really jagged. And
That
doing
boy.
drag and seeing all these beautiful girls look like that, and again, I came out at the end of that era when that was the thing to do, and it was always, girl, you just need a little here, a little there. Hell, I went 3 times. And my mom has it. The first time she took me because I wanted to go so bad. And she was like, if you're going to do this, then I'm going to take you to someone who knows what they're doing. And
allegedly.
And yeah, and I went, and unfortunately later on, I ended up taking 2 of my sisters, and thank God nothing has happened to them. But as you guys stated, that's not something that you guys need to go and run and do. Let the hormones work. There's a reason why it's called a transition. Your body is not going to adhere to that overnight. It takes time.
Right.
Yeah, your body.
Come on, Lettucey.
Sorry.
Like definitely. And it's just a big thing. And even now I struggle with it, and not more so my decision to get it, but I have moments where I see other beautiful women like you two, and I want to look like them. Should I go and nip and tuck it again? And I have to constantly remind myself, you have enough. You don't want to look animated. Let life take its course. Stop messing with stuff that you ain't have no business messing with to begin with. Leave it alone, sit your ass down, and do what you need to do. You got enough stuff going on with your body. Chill.
But like I said, now at 43, I know, girl, don't just go run and jump. Don't go take that leap. You gotta trust the process. Even with me being on last week, I didn't look like this. I did not look like this last week. I was literally in a bonnet in the bed watching TV.
You just told my
I
story.
I don't wake up like this. I don't wake up like this. I still have to go outside and still look like, as one of you all said, my father and my mother's taste.
Mm-hmm.
And I see the girls, oh well, you should go get this, that, you should go get that. Oh yeah, no, no, no. I'll wait. I'll hold off.
Definitely.
I'll
Well,
trust the process.
let me say there's a great doctor here, Dr. James Bradley, who has taken his time and removed the silicone from my face. This was my third chance. He took it out my lips. Y'all could see, if y'all look at my pictures, my old pictures, I had fuller lips, I had fuller cheeks, I had apples, there was so many changes in my face over the years that I was like a chameleon. I looked like a different person like every year. I would feel the heat on my face. Now my lupus, I get butterfly rashes and stuff like that on my skin because of what has been done. But I say there is a doctor here, Dr. James Bradley, and he has worked with me slowly but surely and has done something. And I feel like a relief came over for me because I didn't know that the silicone actually creates uh it's like a cloud. It's like something in your system that's creating an illusion over your face or your body or something, like a feeling. It creates a feeling that is not a natural feeling. When they took it out, I felt like myself. I haven't been this hyper in a very long time. I haven't had this energy in such a long time. I've been removing silicone for the last 15 years. I've gone to Mexico. I've gone here in New York City. I've been removing it, and every time I remove, I had a double mastectomy, um, and that was 2016, and I felt like I could breathe. I couldn't breathe before. And the same thing, like you said about having an implant that could also bother you. I had a capsularized implant that had swelled to the size of a basketball, and it still hasn't been fixed. And it's the most painful thing that I've been having for a long time. That the doctor who did it, it's not fixed because he started messing up other people's breasts. And unfortunately, Nicole is one of the people. Nicole Bowles. It's like we have to also trust the doctors, find out what's going on with them, look at the reviews, all that other stuff, and really do our research. But Dr. Bradley, James Bradley, has done a wonderful job for me, and I feel so much healthier, and he has been doing this for the last 3 years for me. Before this, I was silicone pie face. Exactly. Silicone pie face. This face will rise up in the heat, the sun, and in the cool, it will shrink down and look like another person. Don't do it to yourself. Get it out. Don't do it. Don't. If you have any way, it also creates depression over time. It has
Mm-hmm.
it creates a chemical imbalance, and people don't know that. K. Michelle is somebody who talks about it too, right?
Mm-hmm.
It really does create a chemical imbalance. It really was a weight. I had my breast when I was 20 chopped up. I had a partial mastectomy. I was disfigured. A lot of people didn't know that. I was disfigured. But baby, I was still happy that I was alive. But don't do these things to yourself. And if you could get it out of you, try. Get somebody to get it out of you. It is not good for anyone. It is not. It is a temporary fix for a problem that wasn't really there. And like you said, our bodies change every 7 years, mama.
Mm-hmm.
You look like a natural woman. So let me say this, a natural female figure, and you're only going to get better. I didn't know I was going to gain weight until I hit 30, I hit 25, and then I started gaining weight. And I never had weight before. I was bony and thick. Let me tell you, somebody used to call me they used to call me Skeletora. But your body is going to change every 7 years. So let me tell you also, the older you get, the softer you're going to always get because it happens with age regardless. So rushing to get surgeries like castrated or things like that, I do recommend people to always save their sperm. And I said it, sperm, female figure, sperm, to have a family if you want one. Don't take that right away from yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Be true to yourself, who you are, and be comfortable with who you are. And I'm tired. I'm sorry. I be talking so much. I told you when they removed the silicone, it's been like this ever since.
I feel that though. I feel that. Akila had a question. Hold on, let me see what she said. So what do you say to a person who is thinking about getting it and we have people who have it telling them not to? How do you encourage them to do the right things when they see that you didn't, or you may have regrets? I'm asking only because it's an uncomfortable topic that most don't want to touch.
Yeah.
I tell my story as raw as I can. I tell people the truth. I don't hold it back. Girls are like, oh, why? Oh, girl, I don't want to be like her. I'm fine with that as long as you don't do it. I don't want you to be in the same predicament I was in.
Mm-hmm.
A real sister, a real person, a real friend is going to look out for you and tell you, girl, you don't need it. You are naturally beautiful. And believe me, the younger girls who I have told, they are beautiful. They have flourished and fell into who they're supposed to be, and they waited till the right thing came along. Now we got up here, they doing BBLs, left, right, and left. They will take the fat from everywhere on your body, wherever they can find it, and make you a new booty. Okay? They will give you a cheek implant. They will break your whole face for off of insurance, okay? To make sure. New York is not playing. Do the right thing that's better for you. Do not do silicone because it's illegal in the United States. It really is. It is illegal. It's not supposed to be utilized at all by any doctor or anything. They're supposed to use it's not silicone as a filler. If you have acne problems and stuff like that, they're supposed to use Restylane. What's it called? Restylane, Botox, and stuff like those are legal. Silicone is not legal. Don't ever believe that it is. Do not encourage anybody to get silicone because they could die by their first injection. One injection. And you don't want to ever feel like you're the reason why that person died.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want that person to have problems for the rest of their life. Just tell them to do things the right way through the right doctors who deal with us. Because there's some doctors that don't like us.
Mm-hmm. They just want our money.
They just want our money.
That's right.
And you have to be mindful that a lot of times as a kid, and not even just as a kid, but as people that come to you, when you've experienced these things or you know what you know about them, to let them know, genetics and stuff like that plays a large part in who you grow into and your physical appearance. Don't ever leave that out. You don't know what you're going to be because you don't have your entire family's, their medical history. You might start off like Elmer Fudd, but your great uncle from 6 generations ago, he didn't transition and he ended up looking like a woman when he was 40.
Hello.
Take that stuff into account. Make sure that you take care of your skin, your health, especially when you know you already have other health problems and stuff like that going on. I'm epileptic. At any point, I could have had a seizure while that needle was in me, and that would have been it. And now that I'm older and I understand how dangerous it is, I try to impress upon that as much as I can to people that come to me and ask me about it. And that's something, and I don't want to say I use it as a scare tactic, but I do use it, and I am very verbal about that because I need you to understand. I woke up one day out of the blue and was epileptic, and it's not even something that runs in my family. So you have to definitely take these things into account when you're rushing off to get these illegal surgeries and these illegal additives put in your body. You have to think about stuff like that.
There's at the cost of your life, no. At the cost of your life, no. It's an absolute no. At the cost, you have to think about it, and don't do one of these numbers where you say, well, like you said, Bianca, right?
Yeah.
Bianca Ray, yes.
Yes.
Bianca Ray.
Bianca. You have
No, it's Bianca Ray.
Bianca
It's
Ray.
Bianca Ray.
Oh,
Yes, thank you.
Bianca Ray. Like she said, some people say what works for her might not work for me, might not happen to me. I had a girlfriend that said that, and it traveled all the way down to her ankles. And mama had to get first. She got infection in her breast, and it popped open. And I ain't gonna even say the name. It popped open, and it's the trauma alone that she went through just for that, and then it traveled down to her ankles. That's another situation where it affects her way, the way that she walks. Don't say that about somebody. Pleading to you, don't do it. Think about it. Think about your choices and think about what God has given you. Because to be honest, I wish I did. I now got my mother's face back. I now have my family's face back. I did not look like my family for multiple years. Now I got
Definitely.
that back. My mother, she slightly has dementia. Now she's like, oh my God, you look so beautiful. Before she used to ask me, why did I put it in my face? That used to
Now,
hurt.
the funniest thing is, if I have a bang on, a bang,
I bet,
hold
yeah,
on, excuse me, yes, if I have a bang, I look like my mother and my aunts, and me and one of my cousins, we go at it. I'll never wear a bang and da da da. I don't mind looking like my aunt and my mother, only because these are the women who one raised me and who I grew up around. They're strong, they're independent, and they're very strong and very independent. I don't mind it, but it also, when it comes to me and my own aesthetic, I like getting my nails done and doing all of the makeup, the lashes, and all that other stuff, being the diva all the day. It's not everybody's gig. I get that. I
When I come down,
also hold on, wait. I also seen a comment about being around the girls who. Hold on. Let me go back up.
Yeah, please, because I got big eyes, but I can't see. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you cover something up,
Elizabeth.
I can't see.
Elizabeth said being around other girls who got a lot of work done can be intimidating. It
Definitely.
can be. With me literally being in this only for a year, I do have to check a lot of my sisters. I love y'all boots, but I do gotta check a lot of y'all. I do gotta check a lot of my sisters. Let me process or get to where I want to go, and this goes for any girl, any new girl who's starting out, any
Mm-hmm.
new girl in town, and same thing with the trans men too.
Yes.
Don't go rush and do something because somebody is telling you or forcing you or influencing you to go do it.
I definitely agree.
because
What's
I'm a
Go ahead, Nicole.
microwave girl.
Go ahead, Akasha.
I'm a
Oh,
microwave girl.
see,
I'm a microwave. I'm gonna say that that sounded weird, but I'm a microwave girl. I'm a girl that did everything at a young age quickly because this is what I was told that I was supposed to do at a young age. You want to be a woman? This is what you got to do. I have a lot of regrets, and people they be like this. Oh, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't say that. But I do have regrets because it affected my health. Just saying that.
but this is where full trans. Okay, so in 2024, I've been on this whole thing of calling a thing a thing. Don't let what happened to you happen to one of these next babies
Mm-hmm.
coming out here.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just say this: I don't ever want to be around one of the girls or boys or whoever, whether it's drugs, sex, or money, or love, or whatever. Oh, well, girl, you should go do this. Oh, you'll be great at it, knowing it can be my demise,
Definitely.
or not even mine, just
Anybody.
anyone's demise. Well, girl, it worked out for me. It's gonna work out for, but we don't know the behind the scenes of the story.
If we were
Akasha,
all
you're
created to be
giving
the same, there would have been only Adam and Eve.
right, but no, if we were all the same, others wouldn't want to be us. But
Exactly.
like I said last week, I'ma hush my mouth and y'all keep on talking. But this is times where what's for you, what's for you or that individual is going to be for them. We can do what the next person does.
Mm-hmm.
Just because one person got over the mountain or the rainbow or the molehill or whatever have you, that don't mean you're gonna get over too.
I definitely agree.
Oh well,
Definitely.
it works for so and so. You ain't so and so. She or he got that was their one that they got over.
And see, I got something to say. I got I'm post-op, so I have got my surgery in my early 20s. A lot of people don't know that. I got my surgery in my early 20s, and I have regrets.
Oh,
Um,
sis, Well, Milan said something. Sis,
And this is supposed to be another topic.
yeah, sis,
Yeah, because I
sis,
had a question
yeah,
about that because
yeah,
we said, you know what, we hold on, we gonna talk about that. I'll inbox you, Akash, because I had a question about that too.
yeah, sis.
But
Sis, next week, Milan, I'm definitely having that conversation. So you know, I want you a part of it on Wednesday. And yeah, it was a lot of people did contract HIV from pumping.
And not just HIV, a lot of infections. Because honestly, when you're going to these people's houses and you're going to wherever they're pumping you at, which 9 times out of 10 are not sterile locations, they're not safe places.
it may
These
not be a
needles are
house. It may
dirty.
be a hotel room.
Yeah.
No shade from allegedly.
Well, like they
And it
like
may
to
I
say,
normally have
it might be
allegedly.
pump parties. You know.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
back in the day,
You
they
got
used to use those
you got
medicine needles.
16 people in here. They got cat hair and all this other stuff on their clothes is floating around in the air, and you letting people play with your body with needles. That's crazy.
And this is why I tell people too. And people get an attitude. When the last time you've been to the doctor?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking about getting your I'm not talking about getting your router checked or router played with. I mean actually been to the doctor.
And that's something else too. People are so terrified to go to the doctor and see what's going on about them, but y'all
But
rush out and go get pumped in somebody's bathroom.
but
Their kids.
Alexis, I think it's our community, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Because let me just say the elders whole thing. Here we go again from last week. Their whole thing is, oh, well, you gotta trust in Jesus. And I love me some Jesus. God knows I do. But if he put doctors here and psychiatrists and therapists,
Mm-hmm.
I know how to say the word. I'm being funny in the comments. He put them here for a reason. And I also get my doctor as a factor of I get you're a doctor, but this body, all of this, I've had this body for the last 43 years. I know how she operates. I know what I like and what I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
And like I like me a nice old cup of now this is a cup of tea, but it's actually Jack Daniels. But I know what I like, what I don't like.
I love
Tequila and vodka. Gin is not my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Me and gin do not get along no more. Vodka, we are not friends. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. Oh, well, I'm a doctor. You're not going to tell me to do my job. When it comes to this body, all of this, I'm going to tell you what. Oh, I don't want to give you that. I know it works.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm me. I've been walking around as
you
me.
should be taking that much. Baby, I was taking pills at a young age. Having migraines and Tylenol and all that other good stuff, it was not working. Give me the grown-up shit.
Mm-hmm.
I need ibuprofen, naproxen. That's a lead for you. Never mind. Tell them my business.
I know all about naproxen. I told you I had to use painkillers in order to walk. They gave me the stuff.
When for some insurances, they don't pay for the name brand stuff. They pay for the generic. Baby, let me go do my research. Ibuprofen is Motrin. Don't judge me.
Jesus. Milan said I got pumped in my bedroom along with several of my girlfriends. Just us, cotton balls, and hella. Ooh, I remember somebody used
crazy glue
on me.
Yep.
And it made a hole in my breast. And all it kept doing was creating a bigger hole. That was my body rejecting. You put over a wound, you put a chemical that could kill you on a open wound, and it just started disintegrating. I felt that wound for 2 years. I would used to gag every time. You're not supposed to put stuff like that in the body. Super glue. Now,
very much, Elizabeth, because they know what they're doing is not legal and not right.
Mm-hmm.
And if they get caught, that's going to be their ass over. Well, I was going to say where Martha was, but Martha was in federal. They'd probably be where Little Kim was. No shade. And quiet as kept. I don't understand why they both. You know what? They're going on. Never mind. Moving on. One went for goddamn not snitching. One went for moving their money. Ain't nobody safe.
So you talk about Martha
Stewart.
Martha Stewart. Oh, I thought you was talking about the girl that pumps.
Oh no,
Right.
Martha. No, I don't even know. I don't know her. But yes,
But
this is
also,
a
the
good
doctors
conversation.
don't know. Let me say this. The doctors are learning about us the same way that we've been learning about ourselves, but we know more about ourselves than the doctors know about us. And the
Mm-hmm.
thing is that I have had to have this. I had to start telling them what I was feeling. I had to tell them what was going on for them to help me. I started to say, when I almost died from the heart attacks, I said, no, I got to tell you this is what's happening, and I'm not leaving here until you fix this.
Mm-hmm.
And from their neglect is the reason why my situation got worse. But before that, and I will say this, Callan Nord was a piece of bullshit. Excuse my language. They were providing me hormones, but they were not taking care of my actual health as a person. They were
Mm-hmm.
providing me hormones, but they were not giving me actual health um, assessment, like diabetes, like epilepsy, like
Mm-hmm.
things like that. That I had to have I'm not even going to say who, but it was a doctor from there that said, this is not the place for you. You need to go to an actual hospital that could actually take care of you because they have
Mm-hmm.
all the resources. And I'm like, wow, I've been coming here since I was like 16 years old. Why would they not ever tell me that?
because you need for me, I have a primary care physician who was wonderful enough to give me a prescription for an HRT doctor. And I say this to anyone, whether you're cis, trans, pan, or whoever, get you a primary care physician who is going to do blood work once a year, twice a
Mm-hmm.
year, who is
Mm-hmm.
going to check your ruta. It's okay to get a colonoscopy. It's okay to have your blood work checked because we're not our we're not our parents or our ancestors. What our parents went through, they ain't gonna get checked out.
Mm-hmm.
So you sitting here, oh well, I got a cold, or just off a topic really quickly. One of my exes developed the cold. God rest his soul. He actually smoked He smoked cigarettes, cigars, and weed. He developed the cold. It turns into the flu. That turned into lung cancer because he didn't go to the doctor like he was supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
We had broke up a year. We had broke up a year prior. He reached out. I was still in my feelings. I was mad. I was petty. I was ornery. I can admit that now. I'm a grown lady. When I went to see him at Mount Sinai Hospital,
Jesus. I'm sorry.
what's going on with you? You're telling me, like, we're talking on the phone, but you're not telling me the gist of, like, you literally have cancer, lung cancer. In the end, September of 16, he ended up passing. Before he passed, we had a good hour, 2 hour conversation about going to the doctor like a grown up should, because you never know what your parents may have had,
Mm-hmm.
your grandparents may have had diabetes, hypertension, someone
Genetics.
else may have cancer or whatever have you, and you don't know. So you're like, oh well, it won't be me. Oh, I don't care. I don't need a doctor. Oh, and a dentist too. Like, I literally look at a person's teeth. Like, so when last time you been to the dentist?
Mm-hmm.
Well, girl,
Mm-hmm.
you being my mother literally had us at the doctor, which back then it would have been a pediatrician, and now a PCP and an HRT and da da da. We're grown now, going to therapy. Oh well, we don't go to therapy. Well, why not? A lot of us need therapy.
It's just as important as physical health.
Yes.
I've been going to a therapist since I had my heart attack and my stroke. I had two heart attacks and a stroke. I couldn't speak. My sister, one of my best friends, one of the people that helped me in life, She had just passed away. That was the first time I ever saw a body go into the ground 10 feet under. That was the first time I ever see, and it always breaks me.
Take a moment.
And it took my life. It took a lot to get over that. She was in the hospital. I was in the hospital, and it was the silicone too. That was the silicone that got her. And we were talking to that was somebody I was talking to while I was in the hospital. We were both visiting each other in the hospital. Life can be taken away from you just like that. And I didn't understand. Now I'm at a point in my life. I'm up, I'm 30 something years old. I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, this is it. This is our lives. This is all that we get. I've succeeded in certain things, but my life, I feel like I haven't began to even live. And I'm sorry.
Akasha, do you have a passport?
I do.
Yes,
Travel. Alexis, get a passport, travel. Zamari, get a passport and travel. Oh my goodness, girl, you about to make my mascara run.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Let me just say this. Let me just go way off topic to get us for my birthday this year. I wanted to go to I actually wanted to go to Puerto Rico, but Puerto Rico was a little too expensive. Nonetheless, I wanted to go to France. I wanted to go to Europe. The world we live in scared the bejesus. It's actually scared the shit out of me. I'm sorry. It scared the shit out of me. For 22, as I said last week, I went to Canada. I went to Niagara Falls. I had a great time. A really great time. At that point, my passport was in my old name. When I switched my name over, it didn't dawn on my slow ass. Thankfully, I'm pretty. To go literally get my passport changed over to. I'm going to do that within the. I say that we as people only want to do local stuff.
Yes.
For me, I've been on a cruise back in 19 with a wonderful group. I got to see St. Kitts, St. Lucia, and Antigua. Now, I can't swim, but I was cute in my one piece on the water looking gorgeous. That Antigua water was the most beautiful turquoise or quas water ever. And the reason I wanted to go to Europe, to say I've been to Europe, like go to see not Big Ben. Oh my goodness, what's that big shit over there? Oh, what's the big thing? The Eiffel Tower. And then I wanted to go to they have a train that goes from France to London to see Westminster Abbey, and where I'm about to go to Queen, but she ain't there right now. Where Charles lives too. But definitely we should be literally wanting to go out and travel. Get your documentation, get your shit together, plan ahead a good year or so. Well, girl, I don't have it. That's why you get with what's them people? Ooh, what's them people? A travel agent who can put you on a payment plan. And you
really?
go out and you go do stuff. For me, when it comes to relationships or situationships, I'm good. I just want to travel.
Right.
And hold on, let me take that back. I want to live my best life and travel. Got to put living my life and travel. Yes, I see. Yes, I want to go see Big Ben and all of them. Big Ben and Westminster and the Eiffel, and I wanted to go to UAE and Egypt and all. Yeah, I can't do that. I don't like the heat. Baby, give me some air conditioner. And I'm not being funny. I'm on the darker side. I don't really care for the sun like that. And now I'm good. Yes,
I don't like me.
that's it. Thank you, Elizabeth. Buckingham Palace. Yes.
So
Just to say, and I want to go to Amsterdam too. And I don't even smoke. I just want to say I smoked in Amsterdam. No shade.
question,
It's
ladies,
legal over there.
question, ladies, because some of these questions I wanted to answer next week. So since we up here talking about it a little bit now, can you let some people know what are the dangers of a doctor removing certain places where the silicone might be in?
Yes, indeed.
Heart is paralysis. part can be, it could get an infection and you could lose a part of that face actually and the skin. You can also, I had to have 2 blood transfusions because of the loss of blood trying to take out, and we took out 2.5 gallons of silicone. And that was from my rear end. I was a bootylicious type of girl, and it grew into bootylicious. It wasn't bootylicious. The silicone can travel from them trying to remove it, so it could then travel again through your bloodstream, to your lungs, to all the wrong places. They let you know this, and death, of course, death. Like it literally, you can die from trying to have it removed. That's why you have to make sure that you find the right one. Oh, you can be scarred to the point of, let me say, to the point where you want to kill yourself. And I think that might get me chopped.
Is it painful?
The removal?
The
Are you asking?
the removal, the prior to of
Prior,
having like an infection and things like that?
I haven't had an infection as in externally. I've just had my lupus just flared, so I was in pain every day of my life. Every day, I was in the hospital about 90% of the time, and I was still working a regular job, and I didn't have my own life. After I could walk, I could speed walk. My heart is healthier. My mind is more projective. I feel like I have a life, like I've spoken to Zamari, I feel like I now have a life that I finally feel like I could live, and now I'm in my 40s. The fact that I feel like now I could actually have a life that I'm actually going to live longer, that was scary. I thought I wasn't going to live. I didn't have a plan because I already thought I was going to be dead, like they said. And when I had the heart attack, when they said I was going to die, it took me I had also had amnesia, and I lost my memory for 3 years. And so that's an amnesia, a stroke. I couldn't talk. I couldn't hardly walk. I had the heart of an 80-year-old person. I have congestive heart failure to this very day. There is dangers in it traveling. It is dangerous in it having it and living with it, because over time your body could start to stay. It wasn't that my body reacted to it immediately. My body actually reacted to it 2 years later.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. I didn't have any problems at first. I was like the healthiest person you could find out there, like an ox. Like I catch a cold for 2 days. And what happened? All of a sudden, I just started blacking out, and I blacked out in the streets. That's what happened. Like I said, why does it feel like, I thought my asthma was acting up. I come to find out I didn't even have asthma. It was the silicone. And I blacked out in the middle of the street. And then when I went home one day, it felt like I was drowning. And I was like, I can't, like, I felt like the air was pulling back in. Both lungs were going to collapse. I was living in a room. It was already difficult for my life. I had to pay rent weekly. I was only 19. Imagine this. I'm only 19. I'm renting out a room. I'm by myself. I'm a single person. I'm trans in the 90s. I'm trans in the late 90s, 20s. I don't have rights. The hospital told me, oh, it's nothing. You're having an asthma attack, and I almost died in my own home. They told me, if you don't come back, you're going to die. I had to get rid of everything, and I went straight back to the hospital, and that's when everything shut down. And they didn't even want to walk into the hospital room. They thought they thought I had something that was contractable. They had the hand mitts and everything and stuff like that. They did the biopsy in my lungs. They cut the breast. They were going to cut everything off of me. And I told them no. And it's sad that I told them no. I said no. I'd rather die a woman than die a man. And that was my honest reaction. That's it. Ever since then, I've suffered for years. But now I'm back. So take heed to, like I said, anything that you do.
What about you, Miss Alexis?
You guys have covered so much. Once again, thankfully, I haven't had to experience any of that, nor have my sisters or my daughter that have gone and had any of these procedures done. And I pray that none of us do. And I'm thankful too that I developed epilepsy later on in life, which is odd because usually it is something that can come and go. But as I found out, it's odd that I developed it in my late 20s. Usually people start out with it, or it comes as a child and then it leaves. I still struggle with it, which again is another reason why I say I have to remind myself constantly, leave these surgeries and this illegal crap alone. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about that. Hearing Akasha is definitely a deep reinforcement as to why I shouldn't rush this any further and why I
Right.
shouldn't go and get any more of anything put in my body.
Right.
Um,
Even for myself.
and I
Go
do
ahead.
want to piggyback off of what Bianca Ray said too about this traveling thing. And it really hit me hard because I remember as a kid, I was kind of out there on my own for a while. And I remember when I got my very first apartment, I had transitioned from living with a house full of gays into my own things, and I felt obligated to assist them. And they kind of ran off and left me, mind you. And I'm like 22 with a 4-bedroom apartment, and I don't make enough for this. And I went home and I was really, really broken. And my mom told me, home will always be home. You can always come home. But the world is way too big for you to sit in one place or to sit at home and not experience it. And sometimes without realizing it, you can be too big for home. So by all means, travel. Go where you want to go. See the things that you want to see, because in the blink of an eye, it could all be over. And you don't want to die having any regrets. And like about the last year, I've actually been doing that. I've been traveling and I'm at home now. But in the last year, I've been to like 12 different cities, and everybody's asking, how are you doing this? What are you doing? Why are you going here? That's not y'all's business. I'm doing what I want to do for me, and I'm going to see the things that I want to see. And I'm going to start with the US and go to the places that I want to go. And I'm thankful for it because my list is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I've been to 10 different states, and there aren't that many more that I want to see in the US. But I do want to get a passport, and there are things and places that I want to go and see overseas, and I'm definitely going to do that. I need that for my own mental completion.
Yeah, for me, my first airplane flight was, oh my goodness, at 38. And I actually left out of New York. I went to Puerto Rico. Now, I don't care to fly. I really don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. That is a whole different type of anxiety. But I understand to get certain places. Hold on, because I was like, is there a boat or a train I could take to Puerto Rico?
No.
Is there a boat or a train I could take to Europe? I could take a boat to Europe.
You take a
And they were like, no, girl. Yeah, it's going to take you forever.
Yeah.
30
Even going
days.
to Atlanta or Florida or Texas or California or Chicago, it's going to take me forever on the train or even a bus too.
30
Sometimes
days to Europe.
sometimes you got to put your big girl panties or your big man boxes on, and you got to suck it up
Yeah.
and be like, you got me. Let's get this over with. I'm going to sleep, and I love me a good nap. But I said it to say Puerto Rico was a beautiful country, and so was well, it's still a part of the States, but so was Canada too. Actually, Florida was nice too. And Atlanta was all right. That's on the organization. So was Virginia. But this is where we as people, and when I say people, I do mean this type of people. We should want to be exploring the world, not just the states, or just not even just the states, not even just our states. There's a big world out there. Go explore it. Get your documentation in order, and go see it.
Definitely.
So
Get
I
out
think
there.
Milan
Go.
had a question. She said, speaking of things that can be gone in the blink of an eye, what legacy do you girls want to leave? Me personally, so I'll give you guys some time to think. Me personally, the legacy that I want to leave is always authentically be yourself. Do what needs to be done. I don't care how dark things are. A favorite quote of mine comes from, as childish as this may seem, from Harry Potter. We will all be forced to make the choice between what is right and what is easy. What is easy is never going to be the right thing. Do what you believe to be right. Let that guide you, and you will touch lives, you will touch people, and that is something that will never be forgotten. That
I
is how
swore
I was raised by
Dumbledore
my
said that.
mother. Yeah, most definitely. That is how I was raised by my mother, and I truly have seen the connections that I've made dealing with people here and there. Even with this whole travel thing that I was just talking about. A girl hit me up today and got me a booking in Arizona.
What's up,
Simply because when she first started, she was in the dressing room, and like you said earlier, everybody was kind of being shady because she didn't do the kind of drag that we were accustomed to. And I was like, well, girl, I remember being her. Y'all are fucked up. Let me go help her. So I did. And we hadn't talked in a few years. And she hit me up and she was like, girl, I've been looking for you. I didn't realize this was your Facebook page. I want you in Arizona. What's your booking fee? So I told her, and I'm thinking, the conversation will be whatever it is. And she hit me back in an hour and was like, I need you here next month at the end of the month. And something as small as doing what I knew to be the right thing has opened up a whole door for me to travel and go somewhere I've never been and make brand new connections, simply off of being the person that we all should aspire to be. And that's the legacy that I want to leave behind. We don't have to dislike each other. We don't have to deal with everyone. But there is nothing wrong with simply being a caring individual. Be who you are and let that person be great.
That's right.
Pack some settings for her. You going to Arizona
Definitely. Definitely.
or some some Ben Nye. I just ordered some that Ben Nye permanent seal for makeup because I heard it's hot out there.
And that's what I told her too. I'm like, girl, I'll come, but the closest I've ever gotten to that is waiting to exhale, honey. So we're definitely gonna have to, yeah.
Speaking of a lot of people getting together, I don't know if anybody knows, but every year is a group that gets together called BTEC, Trans
Yeah.
Men and Trans Women. We can learn a lot from each other, and they have a lot of great conferences and a lot of great meetings. So if anybody's out there, if you're ever interested in BTEC, look them up. But I'm trying to figure out why no trans sisters out here ever thought about having like a travel agency for all y'all to go on or anything.
I just got
Oh, I
back.
was gonna say something I had no business. I was so gonna say something I had no business. Let me just go back to the original question. My legacy,
Okay.
would be probably three things: get an education. If you're in the adult world, get an education. If you're in the show world, know your words to a song. And in adulting life, take a nap because I love me a good nap.
Oh yeah.
So get an education, take a nap, and know your words because that's all I know. My words. I love a good nap, and I got an education.
Definitely.
Akasha, what about you?
Okay. So I've been doing advocacy since I was 14 years old. And I love our people. I love the LGBT community. I love trans people. I love us. And one of the things that I was a homeless teen and I had nothing and I was capable of being taken advantage of and et cetera, et cetera. My plan, my legacy is something that's coming real soon, but it's definitely going to be housing many of us. It's going to be a safe place. It's going to be a therapeutic place. It's going to be a community for us. It's going to, I have been pushing year by year, planning year by year, and I'm so close to this that us women will have a home, us women will have a place to start, us women will have a place to stay, us women have a, not just women, trans people will have a place to retire. If this comes through, I'm going to leave behind a wonderful life to keep going forward and of solitude. It's concerning properties, it's concerning homes, it's concerning da 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 da. I've been planning this for a while, and I know I'm this close. Girls are gonna get it. The girls are gonna get to just be yourself and to know how it is just to take life easy and everything. I don't want to say too much because I don't want the devil to get in between me and the goal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? The devil has a funny way of trying to do things. Or, you know, there's people who are out there just listening to try to deter the things that are needed, but you can't find where I'm doing it at, and you don't know where it's at. So all I know is that when it happens, the United States is going to know. Trans people of the United States will know, and it's going to be big. It's
I
going
always
to.
say get you a small circle of individuals you can really trust. I mean, wholeheartedly trust, and not somebody you met a year ago, 2 years ago. Let it be people you've known 5, 10 years. And the funniest thing is in this community, we are so quick to make friends. Oh, well, that's my BFF. That's my good girlfriend. Do you even know their mama?
Shit, do you know their real
And I
name?
now that too, and I say that because my good girlfriends and even my brothers, who I actually call like they're my brothers in life, but they are my brothers. They've known me for like the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years. They are a testament to understand this Bianca Ray is not the Bianca Ray of 5, 10, or 15 years ago. I came a long way. Get you some people who know you and who understand, okay, they want to be by you, not to ride on your coattails, but to actually help you do the groundwork and the grunt work. Don't let people just come in when they see the
Mm-hmm.
flourish or the fruition of your hard work. Oh, well, girl, I was with her from the beginning. Um, we don't know that hoe or that mo,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna mind my business.
Definitely, Milan.
Yeah, definitely, sis. Matter of fact, let me get in on this a little bit. Because my legacy is still going with me being alive. Every time I'm with trans man, trans woman, any individual, and I show them things, I want them to pass that on to the next person and do it from the heart, just like I did. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
don't ask for money. I don't ask for favors. I do it from the heart, kindness. And the one thing I always tell them, remember everything I showed you so you can show the next person.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I want. Ladies, it is almost 11 o'clock.
Oh, snap, it surely is.
So,
Did she
you
get
know,
kicked off again?
you know, we end around that time. But Miss Milan, I hope I get you next week to talk
Definitely.
about silicone and I actually also want to talk about there's some people out here that are rushing people to do surgeries.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which I always tell the girls to take their time, 3 to 4 to 5 years before going to get surgery. I
Yep,
have
that's
had,
what you told me.
yeah, I have had people who rushed it and didn't get the size or the outcome they wanted. For the guys who rushed to get it after 6 months, yes, because you can get the surgery after 6 months. I tell them to at least wait maybe 2 years Exercise, work out your chest. But like I said again, people are telling people to rush it, go get it done. Don't listen to those ones who already got it. Get it done quick, quick, quick. And I'm gonna let you know right now that's not a good thing to do. But everybody's different. But let the hormones work first. So next week I would like to talk about that and also silicone. But you girls, if you want to talk about it a little bit now, because it might be some people coming in, please do.
I mean, again, like we've been saying all night, there's the key to this. Taking your time. Like Akasha said, nobody really wants to be a microwave girl. Stop letting society and your friends and your circle and media influence your transition. That will be your destruction every time. You are not just playing with your physical look, you're playing with your health, your mental stability, your emotional stability. You are becoming an entirely new person. And when you skip these steps, you may be skipping something that can easily end or destroy your entire life. Take your time. A lot of times we feel like, oh girl, the doctor don't know what he's talking about. My sister was on hormones for 6 months and she had a titty, and then she went a year later and got her breast. Use your head. She went and got those breasts, and now she got 2 little acorns sitting on her chest, and they playing tennis. Is that what you want to look like? I mean, I'm serious, and I don't want to call names, but I'm saying that because we have girls here in our city who, and this particular person, she has illegal silicone, and she has so much of it, and she felt like it was okay to go rush into being a girl, and now she has these small breasts, which make her body look disproportionate, and she literally has to tape or sew her garments to pull them together. That's insane. You did all of that, and then you wanted to go back and get them bigger, and the doctor told you you can't get them any bigger because you don't even you barely had skin to cover what we put in.
You put enough hormones in your system.
Exactly. You didn't even give them time to work, and then they're going to have to work. And this is something people don't realize, that it takes them longer to transform you when you have all of this outside stuff in your body.
Oh, and it's more expensive. After correction is expensive.
Yes. I'd rather just do it the right way than have to do it and undo it and then start all over again. And no one is having these conversations with people. And that's insane to me.
Mind you,
Right.
I had 3 breast reductions. And I'm about to get my 4th. This time I'm just taking it all out. I just want them to, I had a double mastectomy, partial mastectomy, had it taken down one more time. And now it just, they won't stop growing. And there was a time when they weren't growing the way I wanted them to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Take your time, really.
Yeah, but
Now
I
they're old
think
women
this
titties.
is for the
You
young
ever have like,
girls.
Mm-hmm.
For the young girls who are out there, I'm I'm a new girl, but I'm not young. This is the conversations. I'm not being funny. This is the conversations that a lot of the elders, when I say elders, not calling any of my trans sisters old, but when you've been in this and you've experienced it, these are the conversations we need to be having as a factor of don't rush it, take your time.
Mm-hmm.
Let your body marinate. I said last week I was tilapia. I still am. I will get to salmon. I will
I love
get to
tilapia.
salmon in 5-10 years. I'm literally in the oven. I'm on slow cook, and I like my. I'm not a cook, but I'm a chef. I'm fat. I like a good meal. I'm like a turkey. No pun intended. I'm in the oven or a ham. Well, for those who don't eat
Pineapples
meat,
and some honey on
that's
top.
yes. Nonetheless, I'm taking my time. I know a lot of the girls are the microwave, like Akasha was saying, and that's great for those girls. At that time, that's the only options, no offense, Akasha, that those girls had.
Yes, it was.
I get it. Yes, Milan, I'm a crock pot beef stew. I'm like Dinty Moore. I'm a good beef stew. Yes, I'm a good beef stew. I'm a good upside down cake. Taking the time and literally trusting the process. Do I see the girls? Ooh, I want to be that girl. I want to be. I can want to be whatever I want to be, but the sad part is it's not just for me, for any girl out there. You can want to be any girl you want to be, but that don't mean you're going to be
That
that
girl.
girl you see.
Right.
For me now, I am that girl. The girls may be, you not pretty, your mama ain't either. I'm prettier than me, and that's all I count.
That's right.
I
Well,
didn't
girl,
realize how beautiful I was.
you not that pretty. Da-da-da. Everybody's pretty is not the same type of
Thank you.
pretty. Like I said last week, you have cisgendered, biological, trans, femme. You have women who come in literally all different shapes and sizes. A lot of the women don't want to wear makeup. They don't want to wear. Didn't Miss Mama get on the whole goddamn Super Bowl? Not have a stitch of makeup on?
Who, Taylor Swift?
No,
Alicia
Alicia Keys. Everybody's aesthetic is not the same aesthetic in life. I wish we could all get on the same page of what's for me is for me. I like
And what's
getting my nails done. I like getting my feet done. I like being pretty. I like being, well, a black trans woman. Everybody, well, girl, you really got to put all that on? Yes, because it makes me feel pretty. You don't see Cindy and Mindy? What's for me is what's for me. What's for everybody else is not going to be for everybody else. When it comes to the male figures, some may not want to put on shoes or have a pair of loafers or a black suit. They don't know how to put on an actual full outfit to go into church or go to an interview. That's another conversation we need to have too. The correct etiquette for job interviews. But whole
Oh
other
yes,
conversation. Resume writing, nonetheless. You
things that we
just
as
can't
trans people are not being educated on. So many
at
times
all.
we're told that this is what you're facing. We give up before we even give ourselves a chance. I don't
exactly?
care what Suzanne and Joe told you. Learn how to write you a damn resume. Who's going to take you seriously for a job and you walk in there and all you can tell them is, well, I worked at McDonald's when I was 13.
Right, Milan.
What employer wants to take you seriously?
But this
Learn
is
how to
where
build yourself up.
not just the trans community,
People.
the black, sadly, the black community in general,
Mm-hmm.
a
And I was,
resume writing course, an etiquette about how to go to an interview. Oh, well, I don't want to wear my pants tight as hell. It's not about wearing your pants tight. It's about looking presentable when you walk into them people's office or establishment or business.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first thing they're going to see before you open your mouth is your attire and the color of your skin. No shade.
Ding, ding, ding.
And this is why, and let me just say this real quickly. With my dead name, I was always adamant about having all the first name, the middle initial, and the last name. And people are like, why? The first thing they see on your application and your resume is your name.
Mm-hmm.
If your name isn't correct, they're going to throw it in the garbage. And now, let me just say this. I'm very adamant about being addressed accordingly. Oh, well, no, it's Bianca Ray. Oh, no, Bianca, no, it's Bianca Ray. In everyday life, I literally got to get somebody else. It's Bianca Ray. Oh, no, we just going to call you B. No. Address me accordingly. The state of New Jersey granted me my name. You're going to call me my name. Thank you, New Jersey Supreme Court, nonetheless. But lastly, these are the conversations we need to have as adults, as grown folks, as trans individuals about getting in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Just,
Yep.
you got to get in the door to be seen, because some of them doors will literally close in your face.
and I can help with a lot of that. I've worked in transgender since I was 20. When I said I was in that hospital and I said, God, if you could please allow me to live, I will live my life to the fullest. I started to seize opportunities that were not there for me before. And I have a sister, I think she's still on here. Her name is Liana. She's the one who pushed me. She said, girl, do it. And I got up there and I started working for corporate. I started with a temping agency. and I got hired, and I started working for other companies. I've worked for Martha Stewart. I've worked for um, uh, Gold. Ooh, for my memory. Hold on. The Bloomingdale's family, Rockefeller family, George Coleman. I've worked for some major corporate companies and banks, and I built my resume. And I was also mentored by ex-felon, um, who owns a nonprofit organization, and he told me to build myself to the highest. Don't let your past hold you back, because I was a reckless kid, and because he was not he was his name is Dr. Pryor. He was a felon that became a doctor, and it inspired me to continue to be who I was, despite the fact that I was trans. It was very little people I knew who were in corporate and in trans. I became a financial analyst on Wall Street. I became um, a real estate agent with a broker, stuff like that. Did my first rental in one day, and continued. I built resumes. I've been an executive assistant. I consult. I opened up my first company by 21. By 21, yeah. Made 90,000 for the first year. I do programming. I do all types of stuff. I will help you if you need it. If you need consulting, if you need help, if you need to understand the best way to get a job in an industry that nobody really could get into. I'm here for y'all if y'all ever need me for that. And I'm also
Milan, hold
implemented.
on.
Okay.
Milan, I said the same thing last week as a factor of it can be a tool and it can also be a hindrance from others who know your history or your past, and they will constantly bring up the bad things that you may have done in your past. What I said last week was use your past and let your past be in some ways your future or your present, but you tell your own story.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let anyone ever use your past against you in a negative way.
Mm-hmm.
Lastly, when I went and did my name change for New Jersey, they ask you any kind of felonies, whatever have you. The only thing I've ever had was a DWI, which was me drinking because I let me get a cocktail, especially way back then. Was me drinking? No, it's bad because me drinking and driving, and I put that on there, and I put it on there for the factor of I didn't want them to say, even though it's going on 2 more years, it'll be 20 years. I didn't want them to say, oh, well, you didn't tell us about so and so or whatever have you, when they look up the history of the of my dead name. And I will be adamant about that too. Sisters and brothers, I know this is a sensitive subject because I know it's going to ruffle a lot of feathers. Go get your name changed.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let them know.
Well, girl, I don't want to. Lies. That was my biggest thing before I told anyone about me fully transitioning. It was literally, I wanted my name to be Bianca Ray D. Marlonette Cooper. Well, girl, I don't care about nothing. I was literally Tina Turner. I don't care about nothing else. Give me my name. That's all I want. I just want the name. I just want my name.
That's it.
When I go places, I may sound like this, but address me accordingly. That's what the ID says. That's what this says. So security card, birth certificate, and I understand it's not for everybody, but for me, that was one of my biggest, not hurdles, but it was on my checklist. Name change.
Definitely. Definitely.
Well, girl, I don't want to. I get it, but this is where society will. How can I put this? Ooh, not okay, but they will. What's the word I'm looking for? If something happens to you or something happens to anyone in general, they'll say, oh, well, he or she did A, B, and C. And then they'll end up misgendering you, or
Mm-hmm.
just in general. Or you'll go to pass away. Well, who is that? That's Bob. I know Bob as Barbara or Roberta. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always tell people to have a will.
That too. But
Definitely.
and the funny thing is, I literally want to have a conversation about the whole will,
Mm-hmm.
insurance policy,
We getting there.
a death decree,
We gonna get there.
and they're like, well, for us, not just trans, just black people in general. Oh well, Big Mama passed away. Well, who's her executor? What's that? You know what? Never mind. Well, girl, do you go speak in French?
Mr. Alexis.
These are things we need to know.
Definitely. I agree. And it's awful that I have to say this, but like, if something should happen to me, I have it in writing. A decree as to who's to handle everything that needs to be handled when I pass, because I know even now that I can't trust my family with it. And once you gone, baby, you gone. You don't got no say so over what the hell go on if you ain't got no paperwork or no document. So you
At
need
all.
to ensure that you're put away the way you want to be put away. Or if you can't, that there's someone in place who can. Because like you said, people are going to do what people are going to do. And a lot of times they're going to do whatever it is they want to do.
Get you a good funeral home, a good
Yeah.
will and testament, and sitting here. And we all love our family. God know we do. We love our family as much as as much as I love a good bottle of Jack. But nonetheless, you should be sent home the way that you want to be sent home. Now, this is going to ruffle a lot of feathers too. Now, take mama and daddy and big mama out the equation. You should be sent home the way you live and the way you want to be sent home. Well, that's my
But I just want
baby.
to
But they were grown-ups. Go
I
ahead.
just want to echo what Alexis have to say in regards to legal documents. And you're right, Bianca, Del Rey. You absolutely
Bianca Ray.
hands on. Del Rey.
Bianca Ray.
Oh, look at me adding a Del Rey to it. Come on now.
I don't know.
But but you both of y'all are spot on. You should definitely be honored and respected the way you lived, right? But we also know many of us have attended many of our peers, friends, siblings funerals, and family didn't honor them as their authentic selves. I had a close friend of mine who passed due to silicone injections. Very much like the young lady was saying about her experience, it traveled to her lungs and she passed. The day of her funeral, if it had not been for her brother being standing in the front, I wouldn't even recognize who it was in the casket. And so the importance of having documents is very important. It's important that we have people who we can trust and will honor those wishes, right? We just seen it. My condolences to Nicole's and as well as a few other in community who is grieving right now. But we also seen this when Cecilia Gentili passed, who is an icon and was an icon in our community. And her services went through the St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City. And everyone from pretty much every organization was in New York honoring her as they rode her body out for her final viewing. And so had that not happened, if she didn't have documents in place, people in place that she can trust, that will ensure that in the time of our passing, that we're honored, and however that may be. Some people don't want to be having people gawking over their bodies, right? So some people just be like, look, baby, do a nice little cremation, whatever, do your thing, have some nice, cute photos, this, that, and the third, because I want people to remember me in this way, right? Versus any other thing. But definitely get your papers in order, to assure that when you pass, that your wishes and your final moments are honored.
You don't
And if
fight
that
your
takes
whole
for you
life.
to have to do, because you know, a girl like me gonna have a whole screen that comes down, and if you're seeing this video, you know I done kicked the bucket, girl.
And let me just say this real quickly. And I've had this conversation with a few of my blood family and biological family, as well as my brothers who I mentioned earlier. I don't want no whole church ceremony. Yes, I love the Lord. Yes, I am Catholic, but I don't want all them shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Cremate me, have me a nice little memorial
Which how you
service
saw what the
in,
Archbishop put out about
but
Cecilia's funeral.
but it was respect is respect. But when you go into the house of the Lord, respect should be paid.
But do you also agree in that also Bible that it also says, "Come as you are"?
True, but
And
we all know
let's
just because hold on, let's oh
Oh,
damn it. But no, like I said last week, we all know everybody don't abide by what the Bible says the whole time. If they did, sadly, a lot of them priests would be a men of the cloths, and the pastors and all of them would be held accountable for the shenanigans that they've done. I know for myself. I've been to my nana slash grandmother's funeral. I wore a black dress, some black hair, and a nice earring. For me, know how to go and pay my respects to someone. I get that's not everybody's gig.
But the Bible also says that men and women shouldn't wear the opposite gender's clothing, and yet here we all are.
But it also says about judgment and crawfish and seafood and lying and adultery and bigotry and all that other stuff. Like I said last week, we all don't live by the exact definition of what the Bible says. We pull and twist and turn, i.e., where we are sitting now, our own interpretations of what the Bible or the good book or whatever book you may believe in says. I'm only speaking for myself. Respect is respect.
My whole thing with that is your spirituality,
Well,
your
they found
religion.
it disrespectful the fact that she was a trans person having a service within the St. Patrick's Cathedral, and on top of the wardrobes that people may have found inappropriate for a funeral service. However, personally, we all grew up, from different backgrounds, and we come from, so I acknowledge and I honor those things. And I too was brought up in a Black Baptist church, who often was criticized for being a young feminine boy, right? Just for being authentically themselves in what I considered or what I thought was supposed to be a safe space. However, we also have a lot of churches that are affirming, right? A lot of the pastors are part of the community. And we have to just acknowledge that, yes, we know that people chooses and pick what they want from these Bibles and X, Y, and Z. But if it simply says people come who they are, especially in the Catholic churches who've been molesting boys for centuries,
I just said
so
that, but nonetheless,
to
my question to you, Milan, wasn't she an atheist?
no, she wasn't. And see, that's what you're going based off of a person who you're reading. So if you knew Cecilia Gentili, Cecilia stood for a lot of things. People will consider I'm an atheist. Depends on the conversation we're having, because I don't go along with a lot of the things that people do to get along.
Mm-hmm.
So my own interpretation or viewpoints are mine. But when it came down to Cecilia necessarily was not an atheist. Cecilia did identify, and that's the thing that they try to pull out from. I believe that you may have read the article or some outlets or, this, that, and the third. But Cecilia had a one-woman show And if you ever had the opportunity to see that one woman show, it's where Cecilia tells her story. And so you would have got a better understanding of who Cecilia Gentili was as a person and as an advocate and an icon within our community. So no, she wasn't an atheist.
Okay.
Bringing this back, I'm a firm believer that you believe what you want to believe. I'm going to believe what I want to believe. But the occasion is for us to celebrate the person that's passed on. We need to set that aside and deal with what's happening right here and right now. You may not like this person, or you may find what they wore or their entire persona to be disrespectful, but they're not here for them. You're not here for them. They're not here for you. The person we're here for is the person who's passed on. And irregardless to where we have it, they need to be celebrated, appreciated, and put away the way that they asked to be put away, or the way that they were known to live their life. Period, point blank. Like, at some point, we as people have to learn to let people be people. We can debate all day long about what's in these books, what we were raised to believe, what we were taught, this, that, and the third. At the end of the day, it all comes down to what we put our faith in. Irregardless to the adversities or differences in that faith, that's not what's important.
I think when
What
we
is
Absolutely,
important,
Alexis, and I totally 100% agree with that, and that's why I come with where I come at with it. Like, regardless, to me, it was a statement to the church, and I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I loved it. I loved the fuck you to the Catholic Church. I loved the absolute statement, because for so long, churches have harmed many of us in community, and so to be able to have such a powerful statement in the St. Patrick Cathedral, I absolutely loved it. And if they had the opportunity to do it again, bitch, I would be there in the front row. But I loved every minute of it. I really believe that people should allow people in whatever state, we there to celebrate that person. And they did that. They celebrated Cecilia in all of her glory.
I think
And so
after every show, I think I'm gonna see if anybody wants to do Zoom meetings, because I know there's a lot of girls out here that want to say a lot of things, and I can only put 4 people up here. And I'm always a strong believer in each one teach one. So I'm gonna find out some way that after every time we have these, to have a Zoom meeting, and so all the girls can get together and just talk.
definitely.
oh yeah, that'd be cute.
It'll allow
Hold on.
a plethora of different
Oh,
perspectives, ones that are necessary.
But tomorrow, ladies, you know, it's the SRS conversation. I have found 4 women up in age and younger who are willing to talk. I wish I could find some trans guys. The two guys I know, both are in recovery right now. So that's going to be hard, but the girls are going to be there. So maybe tomorrow I can create a Zoom meeting for everybody who wants to answer those questions that can't be answered on air. The answer, you know. Got a couple more minutes if you all want to say something, and then we're going to head out. Or I'll give you cash out if you would like.
We need, and I say this, and it's crazy because I just had this conversation with LaTanya. She was on here tonight, and I talked about her a little bit, being one of our hometown advocates. And she's currently working with some people who have a podcast. And it's crazy because a lot of these organizations and different groups have these things going on to reach people, but they want to monopolize what you say and how you say it, as not to offend people. And irregardless to what it is that's being said, somebody's going to take offense, or they're going to find a way to take offense.
right.
And that has
Very
to stop.
much.
These conversations have to be had. They're going to hurt. It's going to be uncomfortable, and life is going to go the fuck on. Period, point blank.
Yeah.
But they need to be had. These are the things that need to be discussed. And that's the problem with not just Black people, a majority of Black people, but people in general. People want to glaze over things, ice over them, and make these conversations comfortable. And they're simply not. And that's why there's so much of a lack of misunderstanding. There's so much misunderstanding and a lack of acceptance because people can't. There's not even an avenue for them to meet in the middle ground. We need somewhere where we can speak openly and say the things that we have to say. And of course, nobody needs to be, unnecessarily extra. But at the same time, sometimes you have to be able to connect with people where they are. Everybody's not going to understand the big words and I don't want to offend you or misgender you or miss this and this, that, and the third. Look, bitch, this is what we need to talk about and this is what's happening. Right. And you can't always do that on Facebook or on these Zoom calls or on these things like that. So we definitely need that. People
even
need
in
to
a group,
see who
even
we
in a
are.
group chat, via Facebook, Instagram, or wherever have you, just to have, for me, is grown up conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said earlier, when Milan had got cut off, we all know how churches work. A church going to be a church, a person going to be a person. We all can speak until the end of time, but those functions, those institutions are still going to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, we may be, this one was great, that one was great, but it's going to be what it's going to be.
And then no shade, that comes down to making executive decisions that are best for you. Because we can sit up and argue all day long back and forth about religions with the Pentecostals, the evangelists, and whomever. At the end of the day, like you just said, they're still going to believe what they believe. They're still going to live according to what they live according to. The goal is not to cause conflict. It's to find middle ground. You believe this, I believe this. These two views conflict. How can we coexist without pissing each other off?
It should be an acknowledgement of person A's side of the discussion,
Mm-hmm.
person B's side of the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
The middle is, I understand, I acknowledge for A, I understand, I acknowledge for B. They will never agree, but they acknowledge, okay, I see where you're coming from. B, I see where you're coming from. And move on. Oh, well, B said such and such. A said such and such. Okay, and didn't
Life
they move
goes
past
on.
that? Didn't they have that conversation?
Mm-hmm.
Hell, Z was in the middle, like, just okay if you say so. Because some people just don't care. Some people just like, okay, y'all having these conversations is only gonna cause, another division in the community, which is ultimately, like I said last week, what they want us to be ultimately divided. And
we're so much easier to pick off.
We're in an election year as well.
Mm-hmm. And if people just pay attention, you'll see that a lot of the issues that everyone is raging and screaming about, they're being raged and screamed about the loudest at times like these. Mm-hmm. People are taking advantage of our struggle by, like you said, creating more division amongst us. We're easier to pick off. And honestly, it's smart.
Yeah.
If you two bitches can't get along and y'all can't get along and y'all are all a part of this community that we've grouped you in, who the fuck cares? All we got to do is put some more shit out there and spoil the well. We'll let y'all destroy yourselves.
Like I said last week, it's going to be a whole ballot box of shenanigans. At the top will be A.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle, in that fine print, is going to be some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Under that fine print, going to be either smaller print to where, as though if you need glasses, you're going to have to put to see the BS. But the big part is going to be trans A, B, and C.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing they're going to see, oh, well, let me just vote against this because it says trans, not realizing y'all taking votes, y'all taking rights away from yourselves. I don't know how to, I don't want to be I was gonna say Muhammad, not Muhammad. I don't want to be Mary or Martha or even hell. What's that? What we talked about last week? Well, Mary Magdalene too.
Mm-hmm.
To be on the molehill, well, girl, y'all literally looking at the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all worried about the wrong thing. They are literally telling you ketchup don't go on potato salad,
Mm-hmm.
or the sky is purple when you know damn well the sky is blue.
Mm-hmm. And it's
Well,
so easy to confuse us with miseducation because people aren't willing to open up and just form your own. At some point, you have to break away from what you've been told.
mm-hmm.
What you've been told does not make it fact. Yeah, God say Big Mama leg. That worked for Big Mama. That was 40 years ago, and I'm Pentecostal. We gonna wear this skirt to church on Sunday, and Big Mama was a hoe, so he ain't saved the leg.
But even
Like,
in that aspect, oh well, you know, this one shouldn't wear this and that one shouldn't wear that, as a factor of women only being able to wear dresses to church
yeah,
or skirts in church or dresses below the knee or to the foot or whatever have you. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Um,
exactly.
this has been great. I realize now we are going on like 2 hours
Yeah.
now, and
I keep doing
my
this today.
my chicken is I literally was making dinner earlier, and I started out my chicken, and my noodles are done. I just got to put them in some sauce for my chicken parm.
Yeah.
Um, great having this conversation with you guys. Well, with you, Guy and girl, and Milan too, and Akasha. If any of y'all want to donate to a worthy cause, I need a meal in a minute. I'm starving. I'm Bianca. Hold on. Ooh, that don't sound right. I'm Bianca Ray Lovestorm Prime, aka Bianca Ray D Marlonette Cooper. From New Jersey. I put in my Cash App earlier, which is Bianca Ray 05, which is BYANCARAYE 05 @ Same thing on Venmo too.
Yeah, I definitely got to get you girls on earlier so you can put that up because you know these Tuesdays are for you all. You are the group I started with, and you are the group I praise. I love you, girls. Um, I would be nothing without you, without your wise wisdom and everything in it. What I really want y'all to do though is to encourage the guys to come out here because, like I said before, we both are supposed to be learning about each other. That's the way
Mm-hmm.
we march together. So if you know any guys who would like to speak, please let them know to come on. I would love to do
I am definitely
Thank
working
you,
on
Coach, for putting me in.
that.
Definitely. I'm Alexis Santi, the reigning Miss D Elegance International from Jackson, Mississippi. You guys have a great night.
Mhm.
And I look forward to seeing you guys next Tuesday. I'll also be on the live. Well, not on the live, but I will be watching.
In the comments to see what
Definitely.
the gentlemen, yes, to see what the gentlemen have to say. And this is
if,
our
if
time to
if I could
get to
get them,
learn and understand.
if I could get them, if I can't get them, I'll see you next Tuesday, and the topic will be legends that we lost.
Okay.
All right. Have a nice one.